Hey guys, what's going on? Just want to give you a quick little update, what's coming up, what's going on this week. First thing I want to say is thanks for all the comments lately, and thanks for subbing the channel. You know, I'm not one of those guys that promotes subbing and say please sub and push this button here and sub and all. That's just not me. I don't do that. People sub. If they subscribe, it's because they like the channel. I don't like trying to talk people into that. So, but when they do, I really appreciate it, because that's just a pat on the back, and it says, hey, I want to see more of this guy, and that's cool. That's what the subscription's all about. Now, if you're new to YouTube, when you sub to somebody, believe it or not, I know you ain't going to believe me, but I didn't know this. This is how stupid I am. Up to a few months ago, I didn't know when you sub somebody, you get all their latest video updates. Can you believe I didn't know that? You know who told me that? Bill one day, he said, oh, you put a new video up? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, how come I wasn't notified? I said, they notify you when I put a new video up? He goes, yeah. I said, I didn't know that. I thought people just come around and check to see if you put a new video up. He goes, no, when you sub to somebody, they automatically get updates. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. That's how stupid I am, dude. I've been on YouTube for 3.5 years. I didn't know that. So, thanks for subbing. And thanks for the comments and just everything and all the support. I really appreciate everything you guys do. It's awesome. I know all the videos ain't entertaining and fun. It's hard, you know, when you put videos out every day, you know, it's hard to constantly come up with entertaining material all the time. I can't go out and buy guns every day, right? No. Can't be showing you new guns every day. The only thing I could do is show you different things about the guns I have and different systems I do that work for me that, you know, reflect the most positive way on the guns that I have. Did I say that right? Whatever. I did get a new Glock 27, and a lot of questions I got was, why'd you get a Gen 3, not a Gen 4? There's quite a few reasons why I got the Gen 3 and not the Gen 4. I do have a Gen 4, which is in front of your face. It's a Glock 23. It's the smaller Glock. The reason why I like the Gen 4 there is because I like the way the Gen 4 looked, and as you know, I'm a Glock fan, and I just wanted a Gen 4 for my collection. The first Gen 4 I got was acting up. I was stovepiping, jamming, slide wasn't locking back, couldn't put the slide back on after you cleaned it, had all kinds of problems. So after that happened, I was like, God damn. So even though I went with the Gen 4 again, and this one's flawless, no problems, easy to put back together, slimmer grip, beautiful gun. There's still one little problem I have with the Glock Gen 4. The only problem I have with it, and I don't know if it's my imagination, if you guys can do a video response and prove I'm wrong with a trigger scale, go ahead. But all I know is when my finger pulls the trigger on a Gen 4, the trigger pulls a little harder than the Gen 3. I ain't even shitting you. Definitely. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. The Gen 4 trigger is just a little hair, but just enough to annoy me. The Gen 4 trigger is a little more harder tension-wise where that trigger breaks than the Gen 3. The Gen 3 trigger, it's just a little bit easier to pull, a little bit smoother of a break. And I'm not kidding you. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is I'm scared of Gen 4s now because of what happened to my first Gen 4. That one there you're looking at has 900 rounds to it with 0 failures, so that's pretty much good to go. You know me, guys. I'm not a believer in that. Oh, it should have thousands of rounds through it without failing or it's not reliable. I'm not one of those guys. You know, if a gun puts a good few hundred rounds through it, I used to say 50 rounds. You know, I'm going to admit right there, and now that I've been shooting in that and learning a lot, I do not think 50 rounds is enough. I used to say that earlier. I'm going to admit I was wrong there. 50 rounds is not enough. I used to say that a lot. But back then, when I did videos, I wasn't shooting too much. I was shooting maybe, lucky if I was shooting like once every 3 months. So I was just using my own discretion, and my discretion was wrong. But I think still, you don't have to put thousands of rounds to it. I think after a few hundred rounds, and your gun is acting reliable and it's not acting up, it's shooting accurate and it's doing everything it's supposed to do, I think that's plenty. This has 900 through it, and I have aftermarket parts on it, which makes me more comfortable with putting aftermarket parts on my gun. too. That's great. Yeah, so that's the thing with the Gen 3 and the Gen 4. This is a Gen 4. This one's perfect. And I had so much faith in Glock, I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy another Gen 4. I'm sure they fixed the problem. Sure enough, they did. It was a recoil spring problem. The recoil spring, I think it was with the 9mm. I think the recoil spring was too strong or something. Didn't have the power to blow it up, slide all the way back, so it was catching and stovepiping. But there was other problems too. It wasn't just that. Because when you disassembled the Gen 4 Glock before, okay, it was a bitch getting this slide back on. I used to go like this. I used to put it on, and it would stop there, and I couldn't get it on. I just had to slam it to get it on. But now I bought another one. They must have fixed the problem. It's something in here. Okay, I don't know. They must have fixed the problem because it's beautiful. Works great. But I know what you're saying. Pete, why'd you get a Gen 3 and not a Gen 4? Because of this. Has a little stiffer trigger. And this has a 3.5 pound connector in there. And my Glock, let me make sure it's empty, my 27, which is loaded right now. Ow. Still, the trigger just has a softer break. Right where it breaks, it's not like it's not like that sharp break. It's kind of like a, instead of a point, it's like a hump. Can you explain it that way? Know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Smoother. It's a smoother break. The Gen 3 has a smoother break. This has a stock connector in there. This don't even have a 3 pound connector in there, and the trigger break is still smoother than this one, and this has a 3.5 pound connector in there. So what's that tell you? You know, that's the only thing I don't like. Trigger is very important to me. You guys know that. When I go to the range, I'm very fussy. But other than that, Gen 4 is awesome. And if you don't care about the trigger tension, have at it. But I just rather not. So I got a Gen 3 21, Gen 3 27, Gen 4 23, and I'm happy with these two. Have been fantastic, and I'm sure this will be fantastic. So put that back in my holster. Right now I'm carrying my 27 in a Don Hume holster. Extreme Concealment Systems is going to be sending me a holster for the Glock 27, and when it comes here I'll show it to you. Another thing, this is more of an update video, dudes. Okay. Another thing, tomorrow I'm going to be going to the gun shop again. You guys like the gun shop videos. Mike just got all kinds of new guns in. He got a Colt 80 series 1911. God, is that thing beautiful. And God, what a beautiful trigger. I was messing with it today. He's got AR-15 carbines that shoot 9mm or 45 ACP. He's got some really cool stuff. Just got some new Ruger LC9s in with the laser built on it. Got a bunch of different guns in. So we're going to go up there tomorrow with the camera and go look at gun porn, alright? Alright guys, that's it, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.